Hello everyone, it's Barry here. Welcome to my Virgin Kitchen. I hope you are well. You're looking good. Today's video is sponsored by HelloFresh. Now, if you do not know what HelloFresh is, this is Barry. Okay, that was better. We did do one a minute ago and it hit me in the face. HelloFresh are an amazing company that send you food packages and boxes. This is actually a family box that we got sent, and it is full of the most freshest, amazing ingredients. I've never done one of these boxes before. Some of my friends do. I thought, you know what, when HelloFresh got in touch, I'm gonna give it a go. And that is what this video is jolly well about. And I'm impressed. It's good stuff. Now, Phoebe.
Yes.
It's fair to say that we can get stuck in a rut sometimes, especially after that winter indulgence. Spring and summer's about, we've got some fresh ingredients we can play around with. When it comes to our cooking, we tend to sometimes do get stuck in the old cycle of making lasagnas and spaghetti bolognese over and over, right?
Every time.
Yeah. But this box gives us a chance to sort of step out of that, and it's really easy to use. I've been so impressed with it, and Phoebe actually helped me a lot. Oh, and you helped me too, didn't you?
Yeah!
Nice. So yep, I have generally been impressed with this box, full of seasonal ingredients, really good quality stuff too. And it does, first of all, turn up at your doorstep by a really friendly delivery driver. Just to say, Chloe isn't actually the delivery driver for HelloFresh. There's many others, right? It was just acting, wasn't it?
Yeah! I love acting.
Give me angry. Give me happy. So you open up your box and it's all bagged up and colour coordinated with the recipe cards all inside there. The chilled items even get packed in this eco-friendly packaging, which the kids thought was actually food at first and smelt it, thought it was a bit funny, but there's actually loads of hints and tips. You can use it for composting, or actually, as you've seen on my Instagram recently, we just had a new sofa and you can actually put it under your sofa to stop it marking the floor. That's actually one of their tips they suggested. So cheers. So what was it to be? The beef stir fry with noodles? Sausage and butter bean stew, beef, ragu, rigatoni, or the pan-fried turkey steak. The family and I absolutely love pasta dishes, so we went for the green on the recipe card, which links with the green on the bag. It's all in there. Amazing. And it even comes pre-measured out, so things like your sauces are in tablespoons and your herbs are in sachets. We just rip off the lid and go, wow, like that. No, like, you got it. You're going to do this. So just like I've talked about in the past, whether you are cooking at home normally and not making an internet cooking show, which for 99% of people is generally the case, but it's all about preparation. No matter what you do in a cookbook with HelloFresh, anything, that was the first thing we worked on, getting all of our ingredients together. The kids helped as much as they could doing the kid-friendly steps. We actually found that the brown bag that the ingredients come in turned into quite a handy little desktop waste bin. Yeah. All we were doing was following the recipe steps on the card, on the reverse, in 6 tiles like that. That is it. On every single one, there's always 6. I don't know if they're obsessed with the number 6, but it works. It's so easy. First up, add your oil to the pan, then chuck in the beef mince, breaking it up with a wooden spoon. So Chloe helped doing that step briefly, but as it was a little bit of an adult step, she took a little bit of a look from afar while we carried on. You basically want to keep cooking it until it's nice and browned, baby. Give it a season if you wish with salt and pepper, then add in the onion and the pepper that's all been chopped, cooking it up for about 5 to 7 minutes until nice and softened. You're then going to add in your chopped garlic, the already portioned thyme, which is amazing because you are saving time, bad food pun, and the tomato puree. Give that a real good mix through. Then after a couple of minutes, you're going to dump in the passata, again mix that through and cook away a little longer. You also need to get a kettle on, which Phoebe insisted telling me, and you.
Boil the kettle!
Okay, pour that into a jug and dissolve your stock cube in there, stirring it through until it's nice and smooth. You're then going to add that into your pan, and then also the stalks of the basil leaves goes in there as well. It's all being used and it really does drive flavour in there. It's great. Looking back, I probably could have used a larger frying pan, but it's okay because we simmer that for 20 minutes and it does reduce down and thicken up. Meanwhile, you're going to cook your pasta to package instructions. In the other room, Chloe and Mrs. Barry were doing the fun job of making the salsa. So they were combining in a bowl the chopped tomatoes, half the basil leaves, the olives that Chloe actually sliced up. Girl power. Yeah? Give me a food pun. Say, I love it, like olive.
I love it.
So that goes together with olive oil, stir it together, and you have got an amazing salsa to leave to one side. With the pasta all nice and cooked, you are gonna drain that off to one side. Maybe reserve a little bit of the water in case it gets dry. That was the suggestion from HelloFresh. Mine was fine. I liked it as it was. You're then gonna dump the remaining basil leaves in with the ragu mixture, stir it through, and then combine the pasta with the ragu sauce. Stir it very, very gently because it can break. You do not want to break your pasta. Just get it all nice and coated, and it's time to serve it up. So we piled it up into a big old dish. Phoebe got excited with her spoon and sprinkled a load of hard cheese on top. And then we got some of the salsa that Chloe and Mrs. Barry made, plonked it on there, and it was looking phenomenal.
Oh my gosh. So good.
Wow.
And these guys made it.
Good job, girls.
It tasted so fresh. I now know why they're called HelloFresh, because it was genuinely so good. Those ingredients were stonking. And for me, you know, I've been in the online food space for quite a while. I love how I'm actually learning stuff. Like, they put these random facts and also things like steps, which you'll see in the next bit. Hello rigatoni. The pasta's name means rigid because of the lines that run down its side and help the sauce to cling. And boy, did it cling. For the second video, while Mrs. Barry and the kids walked the dogs, I thought I'd just give myself a little bit of a test to see if while they were out, I could make the beef stir fry with noodles. Again, this was really easy steps and super fresh ingredients. I just prepped all of the ingredients like before, including grating ginger, which is an incredible smell. We start off by making a sauce, combining together ketchup, soy sauce, sweet chili sauce, rice vinegar, and water. Just mix that together and leave it to one side. We make a coating for our beef for the stir fry by combining our Chinese 5-spice in a bowl with some corn flour. The steak just gets dumped in there, and at first it won't cling to it. We've got to just really spin it round and get it all nice and covered. This is another example of me learning through HelloFresh, right? So you know you get those noodles that go so well with stir fries. We are gonna boil up some water, pour it into a pan, and just rehydrate those. Normally do that, cooks for about 4 minutes. And then the next step is to actually drain them off and plunge them straight into cold water to stop the cooking process. I didn't know you had to do that. And trust me, it helped. I'm definitely doing that going forward. So with the noodles to one side, get some oil into a large wok and then cook the steak away until fully cooked in its entirety, placing it on some kitchen towel to one side. In that same pan, you can then add in your pepper and the chili. Give that a cook for a minute, maybe a couple of minutes, and then you can add in the garlic, ginger, and spring onion. Give that another cook for about 90 seconds, or maybe 2 minutes if you're feeling cheeky, just to get it all mixed in there. Then we drive the flavour in there. The sauce that we made earlier on, just pour that on and just let it bubble away for a couple of minutes, really coating those vegetables. Like, make sure you scrape the bottom of the pan, get it all working together. All we do now is take those chilled noodles that have been drained again, dump them straight in the pan with the steak, and you just mingle it all together. Be careful, lift it all through and make sure it's completely randomised so there's enough steak and vegetable and noodle festivities going on in that pan. Pile it up high in a deep dish. This is completely optional, but I added some extra spring onion on top, a little bit of soy sauce I had left over, and also I seem to have a lot of sesame seeds in my house at the moment, so I added them on there. And trust me, when I had some of that, fresh? Can I say that again? It was just so good. It was just the right amount of heat in there, which of course you can tweak and adjust to your liking. And I made that in the time Mrs. Barry and the kids went out for a walk. Maybe they went for hours, but no, it generally took me half an hour. So I felt a little bit bad with Mrs. Barry coming back from walking the dogs, and I wanted to spoil her, right?
Aw, thanks.
But Mrs. Barry is not a fan of butter beans, which is in the sausage and butter bean stew. So I thought I'd use my own sort of creative mindset and make my own sausage garlic ciabatta using the ingredients found in here, but just do my own little spin. And it worked.
It was delicious.
So I basically halved up the ciabatta, brushed it with a little bit of olive oil, and then placed them face down into a warm griddle pan just to char it evenly. Put it to one side and rubbed it with a little bit of garlic to give it a funky garlic bread vibe.
Nice.
To cook the sausages quicker, and these were honey mustard sausages, amazing, I halved them and placed them in a pan with some oil, ensuring that I charred them all over, because you want to make sure, even though you've halved them, you've got to make sure they're cooked through the middle. So do that and then rest them on kitchen towel to one side. Now in that recipe there also came onions, mushrooms, so I decided to chop those up and shove them in a pan, cook them up until they were nice and charred, but also adding in just a little teeny bit of the oregano herbs, and it was gorgeous when that was in there. The kitchen was going, I smell good. She hates it when I freestyle.
It makes me laugh.
By grating up the carrot that came with it and adding it in a bowl with a little mixture of olive oil and the white wine vinegar, it lightly pickled it, and it would give it a real good colour vibrance and crunch. That's what I went for. And with that done, I could build it. So down went the charred base Little bit of mayonnaise on there, so just spread that all on the base with a spoon. Plonk down the honey mustard sausage halves. Oh my gosh, they would have been good on their own. The charred mushrooms and onions, the pickled grated carrot pieces, some chopped parsley, and then shove down the lid. Boom, chicka wow wow. That's good. And I think you liked it. That's a good old bite. Taught it well. Is that all right?
Wow.
And we still had loads of ingredients spare from that recipe too to use up another day.
Get down?
You can get down
Oh,
now.
thanks.
So that is 3 out of the 4 recipes in the box still to use. There is the pan-fried turkey steak with the pancetta roasties still to be done. It's right here. I'm very tempted to do it, but I'd really like to see you guys have a go at it. So, let me put this down. So yeah, that is it. Do go and check out hellofresh.co.uk. There is a link down below in the video description. You will be amazed at it. Go on there, customize it, tweak it to your way. And most importantly, let me know how you get on. I've never done anything like this before, and I'm genuinely impressed by HelloFresh. So thank you to them for sponsoring the video. Thanks to you, your future self, for giving it a go too. And I will see you again next time. You know what? While I was cooking these recipes, I was thinking to myself, they should bring out a HelloFresh dog pack. I think they're sold too.